Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Elle here. So I know I haven't been here for a while. I do explain that whilst I'm doing my makeup, so I don't want to get too much into it. I just haven't had the time. Oh my god, look at my arm. Look at that bicep. Oh my god. Sorry. Just admiring my muscles there. Like, did not realise it looked like that. I'm actually quite impressed. Sorry. I'm gonna shut up now. Yeah, so I do get into that whilst I'm doing my makeup, so I don't want to talk too much about why I haven't been on YouTube recently, etc, etc. But basically today's video is a first impressions video, trying out some of the products from Made by Mitchell. So I tried out the palette, the Feet on the Ground palette, and one of his blushes, which he calls a Blursh because it's like a blurring effect as well. And this is the look I created. You'll have to stay tuned to see my opinion, so make sure you watch the video. But yeah, that's all I've got to say in my intro, guys. So thank you so much for clicking on this video to watch. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do enjoy this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel below. That's all I've got to say. Enjoy. Okay, filming feels so strange right now because I've not done it in so long, but let's just get on with it. So I'm going to do my brows, and as always, I'm going to be using the MAC 4/Maximiser. I always use this in my brows, just the exact same routine as per usual. Brush it through, and then I'll just use my finger to press the hairs up and onto the skin. Yeah, it feels so strange filming because I think the last time I filmed was like October. I've just had some time off of YouTube basically. I obviously was like really on it with my videos throughout lockdown and stuff, and then obviously it got to October where I was doing my Halloween looks on Instagram, and I filmed a few of them, but I didn't film very many of them just because I was like, do you know what, I want to just concentrate on getting the looks right because most of them were things that I'd never done before. And I wanted to make sure I got them like to a really high standard for my Instagram, rather than like trying to film at the same time when I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. A lot of it was trial and error. So I didn't film throughout October, and then in November I went back to work on reduced hours, so I just didn't get as much time to create the content I wanted to. I managed to still create some makeup looks for Instagram, but I didn't really get time to film. And I am going back. I don't know when I'm going to post this video, by the way, guys. I'm just going to do primer on my eyes, and I'm just going to, yes, it's broken, but I'm just going to use the Plouise base in the shade number 2. Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to post this video. So today is the 29th of December. I don't know when I'm going to post this video because basically I go back to work full time on the 4th of January. So it'll be more difficult to get content created, obviously. Just to apply that, by the way, I'm going to use the Peaches and Cream PC52 brush. So yeah, as I'm applying this, I'll carry on chatting away. I'm just going to carve my brows out with this and then put this all over the eye area. Yeah, so obviously when I do go back full time, it will be more difficult to get content created, kind of thing. So my plan is to try and get, maybe like not post for a while, so I can try and get like content sort of under the belt, like get content done, and then when I've got quite a lot ready to go, then start posting. So rather than it be like trying to keep on top of myself, like create content, post it, create content, post it, be like create lots of content, and then as I'm still creating more content, start posting the ones that I've already done. I feel like that might be the best option. But that does mean I have no idea when this video will go up. I don't know if it'll be up before New Year, after New Year, I have no idea. Now that I've just sort of messily got that all over my eye, I'm going to use this brush from Spectrum, and I don't know what the number is because it's worn off, but it's just a bit of like a small buffing brush, and I'm just going to sort of go over the base on my eye just to get a nice smooth application, and also just blends out the edges as well because we don't want any harsh lines. It's not cute. Ta-da! Right, now time for eyeshadow. And I'm sure you will know from either the title of this video, whatever I'm going to call it, or the intro, I'm testing out some of the Made by Mitchell products today. I mean, just an eyeshadow palette and one of the blushes, but anyways. So I'm super excited because I've not used these yet. These were a Christmas present from my uncle. So my uncle got me the Feet on the Ground palette and one of the blushes. And Daniel got me the large case, not the one that's like a suitcase on wheels, but the larger, do you know the green cases? You know what I mean? To store my kit in. So that was fun to organise. But yeah, so this is my first time using this palette today. I'm excited. I've not even swatched it yet. So I might do a few quick swatches before I do my eye makeup because I don't actually know what I'm going to do. How cute is this? Like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not know any other brand that, like, where the palette comes in like a little pouch like this. Like, this is just, that's just so cute. It's just adorable. And then this is the packaging, which I have like taken it out of the packaging and looked at it. I've just not actually swatched it yet. So here we go. You ready? You are ready. Oh, sorry, I can't sing like that. Sounded awful. But yeah, this, I mean, can we just, this corner right here, like these shades right here, I'm obsessed with. I'm obsessed. Let's figure out what kind of eye look I'm actually going to do today. I'm going to go in with this shade at the top right here. It's called Bored in the House. Bored in the house and I'm in the house. Bored in the house and I'm in the house. Can everyone remember that TikTok from like the beginning of lockdown? I'm just using, what brush am I using? It's a Zoeva 230 brush. We all know I love a good Zoeva 230 brush. Oh, that's pigmented. Okay. I'm just gonna bring this right into the crease. This is pigmented. I will say, obviously this is my first impression of this palette, so pigment out this world. We'll see what the blending is like shortly. They feel like quite soft to the touch, they don't feel chalky or anything like that, but there is like kickback in the palette and fall down, you can probably already see, which doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers some people, which is why I'm just saying that now. But I would rather have a pigmented eyeshadow and have fall down than no fall down and not a lot of pigment personally. But I know fall down bothers some people, which is why I'm just pointing it out. I'm going to blend this out now with this shade right here, which is called Off-Roading. And I'm going to be using, what brush is this? It's a Morphe M507 brush. It looks like this. It's just a slightly bigger, fluffy crease brush, but it's still nice and petite. So pick some of that up and let's just start blending this out and see how these shadows blend. Okay, so verdict, they do blend very nicely together, I will say. Like the colours blend nicely together, they blend out nicely on their own, etc, etc. The only thing I will say is you really do not need a lot of product. I feel like that's the mistake I made with that first shade that I put down. Might have gone a little bit too crazy with it. That's my only thing. You do not need a lot of product. We're looking a little bit cray right now, but we'll fix it, don't worry. This is the process when you start with like the darker shades first. You look a little bit cray for a while, but it'll come together in the end. I talk with my hands a lot. Vogue. I'm gonna now go in with this shade right here. My mirror is just in the way, I'm sorry. This shade right here, which is called Clay Baby, which looks absolutely stunning. And I'm gonna go in with what is this brush? It's a Morphe E17 brush, slightly bigger than the last one we used, but it's still nice and petite, so you can sort of be more controlled with it. It's not too big, you know? Anyways, let's blend this out now. We're going for a nice blown out look today, clearly. I feel like with makeup, I mean, wow, I just put way too much of this one on. Oops, we'll fix it, don't worry. I mean, with makeup, like, I know not a lot of people like the really blown out up to the brow kind of looks. I personally love them, but I just think, do you know what? Just because I do makeup like this on YouTube and on Instagram, it doesn't necessarily mean this is like, I mean, I would wear this out, let's be honest, I would, but you know what I mean? I just think too many people get like way too involved in how other people do their makeup nowadays. In the sense of, I don't mean watching like YouTube videos, obviously, like if I thought that I wouldn't be making YouTube videos. I mean in the sense of like, they'll be quick to judge and quick to hate, like, oh wow, you've took that way too up to your brow bone, or like, I would never wear that or whatever. And it's like, so what if you wouldn't wear it? I would. And there's probably loads of other people that would as well. You know? I don't understand why people have just got to put like the 2 pence in and be like, I wouldn't wear that, or like, I don't like that. Like, so what if you don't like it? The person that's done it clearly does like it. Leave them to it. Can I just say, by the way, that shade is absolutely stunning. I'm just using the brush that we used, was it Off-Roading, that like the second shade we used. I've not picked up any extra product, but I'm just going back in with the brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended. I'm just going to now take, this is just a MAC 224, just a clean fluffy brush, just to really blend out those edges. Nothing on this brush whatsoever, just to make sure we've got a nice blended edge. I was torn between doing like a neutral shimmer on the lid or doing a pop of colour, and I think I'm going to do a pop of colour, so I think I'm going to go in. Just seen the name of this and it made me laugh. So I'm going to go in with this one right here. This lovely bright yellow, which is called Arcade, and that just made me laugh. I don't know why, it just did. And I'm going to go in with the 234 brush from Zoeva. So I'm not cutting the crease or anything, because sometimes I love a cut crease, but sometimes I don't, just saying. I'm just literally picking up that product, that eyeshadow, sorry, and I'm just going to pack this all over the eyelid. And can I just say that is bright, like, wow. Something about like an all my eye with that pop of bright yellow right on the lid. I'm loving it. When there's less product on my brush, I'm doing this kind of look where I'm not doing a cut crease, by the way. I just start to wiggle it right here in between the lid and the crease on the inner corner, just to sort of get it like, you know, going up here, if you can see that. But without necessarily getting that like harsh line by actually stamping it on. I just sort of put it in there and wiggle. I have no words for this shade. Like, it's just so bright. And like, it's actually yellow, it's not like too mustard, it's not too orange, you know, it's just yellow. It's just a lovely banana yellow. Next I'm just going to do my lash line. Obviously we're going to go with a smoky lash line, so I'm going to use a, what number is this? It's 237 brush from Zoeva. It's just a small petite brush, if you can see that. And I'm just going to use the same shades we used in the crease. So what were they called again? I can't remember. So it was Born in the House, Off-Roading and Clay Baby. So obviously start off with Off-Roading, Born in the House, the darkest one. And just gonna bring this across from the outer to the inner on the lash line. Okay, so now that we've gone in with Born in the House, we're going to go in with Off-Roading using the same brush just to blend this out slightly. And then finally using the same brush again, going in with Clay Baby. And I'm going to focus this more on the outer rather than taking it all the way in. We're going to move on to the lower lash line now before I put on actual eyelashes. And I'm kind of loving this yellow, so I kind of want to do like yellow lower lash line. You'll see what I mean. Just saying. Right, so I'm just going to use, because I've still got loads of the Plouise base on the back of my hand. So I'm going to get some of this on my lower lash line first. So I've got obviously something for the eyeshadow to stick to, and I'm using that, I don't know the number, but this brush from Spectrum, whatever it was called. I'm just going to get this underneath my eye. I am also going to get some of that in my waterline as well. I can't be bothered to switch brushes for that, so I'm just using the same chunky brush. Just be careful, I would advise using a smaller brush. And I'm going to use the exact same brush with the yellow shade again. And we're going to get this on the lower lash line and also in the waterline as well. Right, so all I'm going to do now is pop on some mascara on my top lashes and pop on some false lashes. I'm going to be using the Tatti lashes, TL Mitchell, you know, Mitchell, going all Mitchell theme today, the first one. So I'll be putting those lashes on and then I'll come back and do my skin. BRB. Okay, lashes are on. I know I'm still looking a little bit strange right now because my skin is bare. So let's move on to skin. Right, so I'm going to start off with primer. I'm going to use the XX Revolution. I think this is the Cloud Complexion primer. It's just really nice and it makes your skin feel really smooth and really soft. And I like the smell of it as well. For foundation, I'm going to use the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, but it is slightly too pale, so I'm just going to put in like a little bit of the whatever it is, Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation. Not a lot of it because this is way too dark right now. Just like a tiny little drop just to darken the Sheer Glow one up, just so I have my right shade. That's what like I always have to do. I just have to mix my colours together, but you know, it works. It's okay. It's okay. And then I've not even said the brush. This is a PC19 brush from Peaches and Cream. Pretty much what I always use just to blend my foundation into my skin. Something I say all the time, you're probably fed up of hearing me say it, but I don't put foundation directly underneath my eyes. Like, I just sort of stop here on my cheeks. I don't take it right here just because I don't like to put too much product right underneath my eyes because that is the thinnest area of your skin and it's obviously quite sensitive. So next we're going to do some cream contour. I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution. I think this is the Fast Base Foundation Stick or something like that, and I use mine in the shade F13. So to start off with, I'm just going to do like, you know, cheeks, a little bit underneath the lip, jawline, because we want a snatched jawline, you know, and then around the hairline to make that forehead look smaller, and a little bit on the temples too. Just contouring your temples makes such a difference to your eye look. I think it just makes everything look more like smoky. And I'm just using a Peaches and Cream PC18 brush just to blend all of this out. And just try and do more of like a patting motion than swiping. Swiping is just going to move the product around instead and you're going to lose coverage. That's what I like about cream contour, by the way, because it's sort of like a little bit more extra coverage, especially because this area is usually my problem area, like on my cheeks. And then let's blend this out around the hairline now. So the same method, just sort of buffing it into the skin. You'll have noticed I usually just like to go back in with my foundation brush. It's not got any extra product on it, obviously, but I just like to go back in with my foundation brush afterwards and just go over it. I just find that it just blends it out a lot more smoothly after I've done that. Just to contour my nose, I do it slightly different. I use the same product, but I use a different brush. So I'm using a E202 brush from Urban Decay, and I just, can't talk. I prefer to just get this product on the brush rather than putting the product straight onto the skin, if that makes sense, when I'm doing it on my nose. And let's just contour this baby. Make it look like I got a nice thin nose. The thing with nose contour is I always think, like, at the minute it looks a bit crazy, doesn't it? Like, it looks silly, but in the end, when it's all blended out, it does make a huge difference. So I'm just going to take some concealer now. I use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Just do some down the centre of the nose, and then I also do it down the side of the nose as well. I'll conceal it everywhere else afterwards. And then just taking, I don't know what number this brush is. It's I think it's a B06. It's worn off, but I think it's a B06 from Spectrum. And then just blend that concealer into the contour. Just a tip as well for contouring your nose. The thing that made the biggest difference to me was, instead of having bronzer all, or the contour product all down here, was just to have like a thin line of it and actually sort of highlighting the sides of the nose instead. That makes such a difference in my opinion. So now I just need to conceal everywhere else, so like underneath the eyes, chin and the forehead. Like so. And I'm just using, where is it? It's another Peaches and Cream brush, it's the PC27 brush, just to blend all of this out. When I am close to the under eye area, like the eyeshadow, should I say, I can't speak. I just go back to that smaller Spectrum brush just to blend the concealer out there, just so I can be more precise with my blending. So this is where we're currently at, and it's now time for blush, which I'm excited about because we are using Made by Mitchell's Blursh, which I love that he calls them Blursh because it's like apparently supposed to blur, but we'll see. And I got the shade Peach Sugar. When I can open it, I'll show you what that looks like. This is the problem with having like really short nails. I can't actually open anything. This is what it looks like. This is the shade. As I said, it's the shade Peach Sugar. Looks absolutely stunning. I don't want to put this directly onto my cheeks like the applicator, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some on the back of my hand and then I'm just going to use my finger to dab it onto my cheeks. So this is what the product looks like. That's the colour of it, which I'm super excited for. I feel like, is this going to be like super pigmented? Is it going to blend nice? We shall see. We shall see. So I'm using just my ring finger on my right hand. I'm just going to tap that on first. What I've just been doing is using my ring finger to blend the product out, and then just sort of going over with my foundation brush that's got no extra product on it, just to get everything nice and blended. Can I just say, I'm obsessed with this blusher, like, or blusher, whatever you want to call it. Like, I think it looks stunning. All I'm going to do, I think, is, I don't think I want to go over the blusher with a powder, but I think I do want to just go over the contour, bronzer, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to go in with the Makeup, it's not Makeup Revolution, it's XX Revolution bronzer in the shade Chaos, and my MAC 135 brush, just to bronze up a little bit more, because obviously I feel like after going in, obviously I did the cream contour, but then after going in with the concealer and a blush, it's just obviously taken some of that away. So we're just going to go in with a little bit of bronzer, not loads, because I also don't want to be taken away from the blush, but a little bit. And then just to finish off my skin before I chuck on a lip, I'm just going to go in with some highlighters. This is the BPerfect times Stacey Marie Get Wet highlighter, and I'm just going to use this brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Don't know what the number is, it's worn off, but looks like this. And I'm just going to highlight the cheekbones to start off with. Tip of the nose. Well, just generally all down the nose, Cupid's bow. The chin. And then above the arch of each brow, because I like to be highlighted everywhere, just like to glow. For my lips, I'm just going to go in with MAC's Cork lip pencil and the Right Note lipstick, and then Charlotte Tilbury's, is it Ibiza Nights, I think? Yeah, Ibiza Nights lip gloss. So just do that and then show you the finished look. And this is the finished look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed just getting to play with makeup again and testing out the Made by Mitchell, I keep wanting to just say Mitchell, the Made by Mitchell product. So the blusher, I'm just gonna call it a blush, the blush and the eyeshadow palette. They are both such amazing quality. The colours are absolutely stunning, super pigmented, and I'm obsessed. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section if you would like to see more like this, where it's like first impressions. Ignore my hair, I've not really styled my hair very well today. If you want to see more like first impressions style videos, yeah, and let me know what you think. Did you get anything from the Made by Mitchell launch or not? I'm excited to see what else he comes out with, because I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. I love these eyeshadows. I just love that pop of yellow. I just think it's stunning. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a lovely day, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.